Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So Judd Trump has already booked his place in the semi-finals of the Betfred World Snooker Championship. This afternoon, another player will join him. You can almost taste the tension here in the Crucible. Please welcome a player who has been a breath of fresh air in this year's tournament. A magnificent clearance against Maguire. He was sublime against Selby. And here he is, one session of snooker away from a first Crucible semi-final. What a debut for a player who hasn't stopped smiling here in Sheffield. So here he is, with his licence to thrill, Anthony McGill. And his opponent, a class act on and off the bays. Completing snooker's triple crown at the Masters in January seems to have reignited his desire and his belief. 3 centuries already in this match. He is playing the best snooker of his life. Closing in on a first Crucible semi-final for 6 years, he is Sean the Magician Murphy! On table 2, please welcome a player who came of age 4 years ago when he won his worst ranking title in Australia. Now firmly established among the game's elite, what a start he's made in this match as he bids for a first appearance in a Crucible semi-final. The reigning Shanghai Masters champion. Here comes Stuart Ball Run Bingham. And finally, please welcome a player who's been winning titles and thrilling the crowds for more than 20 years. He is still snooker's box office draw, bidding for a record-equalling 12th Crucible semi-final, the reigning UK champion, 5 times the world champion. Blink and you'll miss him, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
So handshakes all around. And Sean Murphy's turn to break off.
Thank you. It's frame 17. Sean Murphy to break.
The first to 13 goes through to the semi-final, and it's poised beautifully, this match. Anthony McGill. Once again, he was 9-6 down. He responded with an 86 break to close the gap to 2. So he's done remarkably well throughout this championship. Breath of fresh air. Can he start with a long pot? I don't know if he can get round the back of the black, so he may not take it on. Just a safety shot. And Sean Murphy come out after the mid-session interval last night and he had 127, and then he had a 75, and he looked awesome. He had a bit of a bad run before the mid-session interval with kicks.
the final session of 3 year between these two players, and it's always a little bit more exciting when it's a final session. I enjoy all the first and second session, though I wasn't on the games. I've seen a bit of it and some really good quality stuff. But this is the crunch one.
Well, Sean didn't play the best of safety shots there. He was trying to get that cue ball tight on the cushion behind the black. And this would be some pot because he's screwing it back when you've got the perfect picture there.
1.
Well, it's worth another look. That was much more difficult than it looked. And as I say, Sean Murphy shouldn't have let him have a look at that one. Anthony got a great response from this Crucible crowd when he was introduced. The
8.
British public have taken to this young Glaswegian.
Yeah, it's always nice when you get a new face on the screen for the World Championships, and especially a young man like Anthony, who smiles all the time.
Just a second.
'em. It's a delicate little one for Marcel, the referee, to get absolutely right, but he's steady as a rock.
15. 16. 23. 24.
He's come up a long way short this time. He'll have to leave a medium range pot. See where he's putting the cue. Should be okay, but it would have been a lot easier had he have gone the other side of the blue.
$29. 30.
Well, right in the centre of the pocket, that one. That's always an indication of how a player's cueing. When the ball doesn't touch the side of the pocket, goes straight in the middle.
$35.
Yeah, it's an awkward pack to go into from the black here. If he had a good angle, he could go back for the blue and then straight into that red that's in front of the pink.
I never quite worked out where he points his cue, where he wants to put the cue ball next shot.
36.
I don't know what that is. It's not something you see on a regular basis with professional players. just a habit he's got. It's working anyway.
Cracking shot there. And he purposely left himself an angle on the black to come off the cushion. And I'll tell you what, he could not have hit this any better. It's a little bit awkward to get over the pink and red, but that was as good a shot as you'll ever see. Really was. And what a start for Anthony, but this is a little awkward. You got to be careful you don't foul the pink or reds here. Yeah. Very close to that pink when he follows through. Oh, well played. Well, he's making Sean Murphy pay for that careless mistake he made. Just a straightforward little safety shot, freeing the black up. Left the white well away from the cushion.
51.
Meanwhile, he's got to sit there and, well, he'll be feeling that this frame's gone because 51 in front, in prime position.
$52.
I see he really looks ruffled, doesn't he, Anthony McGill? Every shot's been perfect so far. Great start for him. Just what he needed.
And one day the hair's down flat, the next day it's up.
57.
He quite suits it back like that rather than flat.
$58.
A red and a colour would be enough to leave Sean needing a snooker.
66.
Yep, he's got a lot of class, this player. Great to watch. It's just such a good solid stance and cue action. You just sense that there's not a lot can go wrong with his style. It's like the old traditional stance, Terry. A lot of the modern day players a bit more square on.
Yes, he's got more of a boxer stance with his left foot, of course, in front of his right, and very much right-eyed. If you look at him down the line of the cue, his sight through his right eye.
80.
Everybody be doing it after this.
81.
On a frame 9 he had a break of 137. He had an 86 in the final frame of the second session, and here he goes in the opening frame of this last session, starting off like this.
88. 89.
Well, he'll have to pull a good pot off here if he's going to make the century break.
95.
Long red up into the corner. Oh, unlucky. No century break.
95.
But what a start for Anthony McGill. One mistake from Sean Murphy, and that was his last mistake, because he had to sit in the seat and watch Anthony McGill make that fine break of 95, and he's just one behind now at 9-8. Strange shot that Sean played at the start of that, Terry. All he was doing was to bring the black into play, but it was as if he hit it with left-hand side. I mean, the whites come off the cushion. I was waiting to see the white tight on this cushion behind the black, but look where he left it. But that was a super red to knock in there. You did you do a little bit of work with Anthony when he first came on the scene, when you were with 110 Sport?
Yes, we've done a bit. You know, we took 3 young players on, which was Anthony, of course, and Jack Lisowski and Michael White, and they've all gone on to become professionals of a very high standard, which is nice. But Anthony's starting to push through now, and he's had some big wins here and in the qualifiers, and that'll really push him forward in the rankings.
Frame 18. Anthony McGill to break.
It's a good break off again, covering that red down into the right corner. He's doing that all the time, sometimes up to the green, but he's come from, he hasn't come from nowhere. People think that he has, man. He's been about for a little while, although he's a young man. And similar to Judd Trump when he came through playing in the qualifiers for a few years and then making his mark. But obviously he likes the big stage. First pot then, Sean Murphy. In this final session. I'm sure there'll be a few more to come. Tough yellow though, into the centre. Hasn't got a feel for the table as yet in this session.
Yeah, good pot, but that was the best he could do. It was a natural angle for the white to go on the cushion. You couldn't really start digging down on that. It was a tough enough pot, but now that he's on the cushion, this requires good cueing. You can only see the top of the ball there. Not easy. Excellent.
4.
It was a John Parrott special. John was unbelievable off the cushion.
Thank you. 10. $11.
Might be dead straight on the blue. Okay, there's one of the 2 reds to the right would be available, but he could do with a slight angle. Let's see where he puts his hand. Might just be a little bit. Yep. Missed 1 or 2 of the rest yesterday. You never see that from Sean Murphy.
16. Thank you.
And we haven't seen
17.
a pot missed yet in what we call live play. I mean, Martin did miss a red when he made that 95 break, but it didn't really matter. I think this could, if these keep on playing like this, which they're well capable of, this is going to be one of the special matches in the crucible. You always get them.
24.
The odd one crops up when both players are playing at their best.
25. $32. $33.
Well, Sean Murphy's had 3 centuries in this match. He started the match with back-to-back centuries. So just the one loose red, and he's played it in such a way that he can go down for the blue. And if he gets a good angle
40.
on the blue, he can go into the reds. Even if he goes too far for the blue, he could still get into the reds off the yellow. Blue it is.
41.
Oh, he needs a good kiss here, and he's had one. Well, has he? I thought for a minute he had a good kiss because he didn't catch the red full ball, but when he double kissed this one,
46.
I thought, oh, he's going to have a sitter, but it's not. He might have to take one to the middle pocket. And the easier putt now, looking at the 3 reds that are available, maybe the one that's near the pink spot. That's too thin. And a little bit of pressure on this because he's got to get it. Otherwise he'll leave the red that's next to his hand. Yeah, good
47.
cueing there. Oh, what a start from both players here. Mind you, you can expect this when you're down to the quarter-final. All the players playing very well indeed.
Brambo. $51. $52.
Took his time there, and I think he changed his mind on the way he was going to play position. He couldn't really get into those 3 reds, but
58.
doesn't need to. He's 58 points in front. He's got 3 possible reds. With colours, that would be more than enough.
$59.
That was nicely controlled. Won't be going into them here, just playing for the single red. Don't want to be risking playing a little cannon at this stage. Just needs this red to secure this second frame
66.
and keep that 2-frame advantage. Good response this. Can't play any better than this. One mistake from Sean. Anthony made 95. Sean gets a chance, and he's won the frame with 1 visit. Terrific stuff.
if he's looking for a break here, he's going to give this a little bit of spin. Problem is, of course, his opponent may look at the scoreboard and think he'll carry on. He's 72 points behind, but he's had enough, so it's another frame to Sean Murphy, and he now leads by 10 frames to 8.
Well, what a high standard of snooker we're seeing from these two players. And Sean's such a good long potter. And he started this break with a long pot. Got himself around the back of the black and reds. And that was him off and running. So, first to 13, so Sean needs 3 frames. But the way Anthony is playing, it's far from over, that's for sure. We had a little problem last evening. Sean was complaining about the noise that was coming through the headsets. I think they've solved that problem. Yeah, they're so close to the action here. There's no better place to be in the Crucible, and it'll all change for the semi-finals. There'll be no petition. There'll just be one table in the middle, and that's when it comes into its own. Can't believe it's 10 years since Sean lifted the World Championship trophy here.
Thank you. Frame 19. Sean Murphy to break.
Well, he didn't move many reds there, did he? With Anthony's break-off shot, the number of times he got the snooker behind the green, I was chatting to him in the practice room. I said, have you mastered the break-off shot? And that he said, no, it was just a bit of luck. I was trying to get on the cushion. Well, this is a similar red to the one that he knocked in the previous frame, only then the white was away from the cushion. It's not as easy now, because the natural angle will take him into the black here. So he'll have to try and force it a little bit if he's going to miss the cannon. Well, he didn't. And look what he's done here. He thought he could come around the back of that black, but he didn't. He could round the back of the black, but careered into the reds. In fact, he came the inside of the black.
Not quite. Tricky little shot that. See, he's got an extension on the KO and had to play a touch cannon, we call that, just to catch that red full ball, because he just caught it on the top side of the red, and now he's too close to the pink to take it on into the centre. Just the safety to follow.
Anthony McGill 1.
Thank you very much, Hazel. It's been a fascinating tussle, this. Anthony McGill just won't go away. Sean Murphy looks like he's going to open up maybe a 3-frame advantage, but Anthony comes storming back, and they're both playing at the top of their form here this afternoon, that's for sure. Just tried a long red there, but he had safety in mind. And what about that for an attacking shot? Well, he's fluked one. But look what he's done with the reds. That's a confident shot he played there. In fact, he would have rather that red didn't go in the corner pocket. To roll to the yellow is so tough here. And there's that little smile from Anthony. It's probably better trying to get back onto the ball cushion, because if you risk rolling tight up behind the brown, you could leave a possible pot. Met his mum up in the sponsors room, met his dad the other day, the charming family. And they must be very proud of their son here, that's for sure. Giving this plenty of thought. As I say, he would have rather he didn't fluke that red. Good job, the brown didn't go in there. The path down the right side of the table, Sean's going to have to be careful because of the pink and red. He doesn't want to cannon into that. He's got to judge this correctly. There's 2 reds that he's playing. They might go close to knocking one of the other reds into the left corner pocket. Is there a possible pot to go at? There's a red to the right of the pink spot, and it may possibly go between those reds, believe it or not. As we come around, you can see he can play that as a safety shot, but he could snick it in, couldn't he? Oh, the bump, the middle bump, has spoiled things.
So we were talking earlier about Sean Murphy's excellent with the rest. Normally, this would be a good one. Get on the pink, possibly. And he's gone a little bit too far, but he got a nice angle on the brown, so this is a good chance now. The reds are very well set.
Yeah, just look how those 4 reds are lined up to the left of the black. There's never 2 frames the same, is there? Look at that. Oh, that's a careless shot from Sean. He's underscrewed that by some 6 to 12 inches. He was playing for those reds near the pink spot. So it's a change of plan. No, he's going to take that red that he played for, but he needs the rest again. He should be okay. If he pots the red, that is, because he'll finish on the pink if he cannons the 2 reds, but should have been a lot easier than this.
Six.
Oh, beautifully struck there. And those are tough shots because he should, as Dennis mentioned, been much better on those reds and should have had a much easier red, and in its own way that just stops you in your tracks. But he took his time, reassessed the situation.
Twelve.
Now he might screw straight back here.
13.
And he didn't quite get into that. There was every chance he could have finished on the black there, so it's the more difficult pink. Need another little bit more screw on that. As I say, it's about keeping things as easy as possible for yourself.
Very unusual for Sean to see him not getting enough spin on the ball because he's so powerful. Beautiful cue action. We've had breaks of 95 and 72 from the 2 players in the first 2 frames. We're not going to have a big one here. Now that was the easiest red with the rest he's played.
He's missed a few with the rest in this match, it has to be said, but he kept just getting himself slightly out of position. He was a bit close to that one, but he may just have covered everything here. Well, that clearly pots, but it's awkward.
Well, he's been very aggressive with the shot selection throughout the tournament, but there are times, I think, when you've got to look for other options.
Yeah, I think at this stage of this quarter-final, if he dropped 11-8 behind, it'd be a tall order, so maybe play the percentages, and he's looked at the safety option. He's back looking at it again. Well, he is being aggressive again, as he has been throughout this year's World Championship. But that doesn't look easy to me.
Yes, the bridging is a problem. And Anthony's not just a good potter and break builder, he's a very good safety player as well. Good all-round player.
He doesn't like that. Well, the reason he didn't play off the reds, the left side of the table, up into the corner, he would have left a possible pot for Sean Murphy to the right corner. I don't blame him for not taking that pot on. But he's played a shot that's made the frame very awkward. What does Sean Murphy do? Can't do anything, only roll into the reds. So that last shot that Anthony McGill played, after thinking long and hard, has tied things up here. Might take a few shots to resolve this.
Reach it. Yeah. Touching ball.
Well, that's not going to help anything. Unless he can find a path to get the white back up the table. Might just be able to do that.
It didn't go far up the table.
Well, somebody's got to take a chance and play up into the bulk area and cover that red that's near the right corner. Otherwise, we'll be here all day.
Well, he's struggling here with the safeties. It looks to me that he's got a good opportunity here to use the yellow as a blocker to the red on the right without too much danger. Well, he's a bit short of pace.
Yeah, a long way short of where he wanted that. But it's not a gimme, the one that he can cut into the right corner, and the white may cannon the red that's to the left of that. If not that red, he may cannon the pink if he plays it with side. So he's got to pot this. And he potted it with side. And I'll tell you what, that's a useful little cannon on the yellow. He hit the yellow twice there. Well judged there. The little flick of the yellow, and then on the way back, left him perfectly on the brown.
You can see that he didn't try and get close to this red to the left of the pink. He's such a fine potter. Many players would have got the cue ball down a few more feet, but
6.
Sean is very confident from that distance, strikes the ball beautiful. So it's his second good chance in this frame. Once again, pink is in the open this time, and black looks as if it goes at least into one corner.
Twelve. $13.
It's not a straightforward run to the winning post here in this frame. He looks a little bit straight on this. I don't think the black goes into the left corner pocket. If he's got a slight angle, he might be able to screw back and leave the black for the same pocket, or force out onto the pink. All depends on the angle. Got a little bit of angle to play with there. Out for the pink it is.
20.
Or maybe the black goes. Must be very tight. Well, it's potable. Pink this time will avail better position.
26.
Let's see if he can get back to normal, because he misses very few with the rest. But he has done in this match. He's missed 4 or 5 I can remember.
%83% with the rest. That's pretty high, to say the least. But this is a tricky one, because the black is tight into that left corner. She'll have to stand out for the pink. But the good thing from Sean's perspective is that, of course, he's got 3 reds to try and bring into play, and 2 reds, so there's big target areas. Doesn't want to be straight on this pink.
$27.
Maybe just, yeah, he's got the angle to move them. Played it, well, I was going to say he played it well, but now that he's hampered, he's limited to what he can do with the cue ball. He's 50 in front. He needs red, colour red. And that was all he could do there.
34.
And if he pots the black, he find himself 58 points in front with 59 left, so that's not going to be easy for Anton McGill to win from that position. Now, sometimes we see people put one of the bar colours safe on the side cushions and play a safety. There's always options when you're out there, choices of what shot you could play.
Yeah, I think because the black is so difficult. Brown, you would think, send it off the back cushion onto the side cushion. He's got the yellow and blue to sort of cover
Yellow
the reds. While he's playing the yellow, as long as he keeps the yellow safe, it will help. And that's pretty safe there. Well,
Sean Murphy.
I'll say it's just kept on running. So he's got a good cue ball, but he hasn't got the yellow safe as he wanted.
That was a poor shot, I'm afraid. He didn't. I don't know if he got a quick bounce off the cushion, but that should have been tight on that side cushion. May still get a chance, though. Nothing wrong with that one, but there's 2 that are plant there into the corner, I think, but you can't get to the angle to make that shot.
Yeah, Sean can get twice across the table here and tighten the cushion behind the green. He seems to have the angle to do that. I don't think he'll leave the plant on. If he goes a little thin one, and it'll move the plant a little bit and gets a good cue ball somewhere near the line would be good. Well, he's going to hit the brown by the looks of things. That's not where he wanted the cue ball.
No, I think he thought he didn't want to bring those reds into play then, but I was with you. If you could put him tight behind the green on the cushion, you may have had a good chance to force an opportunity in the next visit. Now you can't see this red, the black's covering it. I don't think he can get to the edge. He may play it cushion first. He doesn't want to bring the 3 reds into play.
Two opening frames this afternoon. We're one with one visit. This has been a more tactical frame because of the way the balls were situated.
And you can see what he's playing there. He's trying to get the red in line with sort of the yellow, so the brown would have covered it and he's snookered him because it won't go in the centre, but he's gone too far now. Don't think the red pots.
It's a little bit risky to try and just roll up behind the blue. It's a knock-would one to get in behind the blue. May look easy. That's what he's played though. Or maybe he just played to roll that red to the other four, but
he'd like to bring these into play, but he can't possibly see a safety here that's clear cut that will bring him into play, and he can put the cue ball tight on the ball cushion. Very awkward. He may take the plant on with the safety shot, but I don't think he can make it.
and he can't afford to leave a ball on because Sean only needs a red to leave him leading a snooker. And maybe I thought he was straighter on that red, the red at the back of that little bunch of four. Would go to the right corner, but he hasn't got a good enough angle to do that.
Oh, we didn't play that too well. Oh, the red may have gone far enough, but it's a possible cut.
Yeah, he's left him a free shot, hasn't he? The other three reds are safe. Sean will put everything into this, and if he cuts it in, he'll take the frame. Oh, how did that stay out? And now look what he's left. There's all sorts available here to Anthony. He could plant two reds onto the one over the pocket. He could pot the one over the pocket, cannon into the three reds. It will show you this attempt again. He just overcut it. I thought he'd got that. But Anthony could bring these reds into play if he pots the one over the pocket with the right hand side, and every chance of finishing on pink or black. And Sean knows the importance of this next shot. See, he could plant the two reds onto the one over the pocket also. But here we go. I'm sure he's going to try and move the reds with this pot. He certainly moved them. Is he going to drop on a colour? That is very unfortunate.
One.
Very unfortunate indeed. And there's that famous Anthony McGill smile there. That's the only place on the table as we show you the shot. Played it very well, but couldn't envisage the white finishing up there.
Well, worse is to come. I'm afraid he hasn't got a positive safety on really either.
Might have to have a go at the black. He'll study everything, and the fact that he's 50 behind. I think that's what he's going to do. He's nominated black, so here we go. This must go in.
Big shot. Big shot.
Well, what a cracker. Well, Rob Walker, when he introduces him, licensed to thrill Anthony McGill. He thrilled everybody with that shot. And he's a bit unfortunate again where he's finished. Very unlucky to be hampered there. Sean would have appreciated that black. He would have rather Anthony missed it, but it's a type of shot that Sean would have taken on. So 43 the difference, still a possible
McGill.
51 on the table, and well, everything's in a potable position, even that yellow that Sean tried to put safe about 7 or 8 minutes ago. Wow. Where's the red going, Terry?
Since he's played that poor shot on the yellow, Dennis, a straightforward safety shot, putting it on the side cushions, things have turned a little bit. I think that someone like Anthony McGill would, when he took that black on, I think it was the right shot to play, and he played it superbly well, apart from the positional side. He was a bit unlucky. But you've got to ask, would he have taken it on, you know, in a different situation if the yellow was safe? Takes the pressure off you when you're in front, when you put a ball colour safe. Every chance now, this needs to bounce.
1.
Wow, that was a big bounce.
Well, that's very unlucky. That has flew off the back cushion here, because he would have been nicely on the black or the pink. He's still on the pink, but what a bounce he had there. And that makes quite a difference. I mean, here it looks absolutely perfect, and then all of a sudden, well. That's a great recovery. Terrific recovery there. I'll tell you what, this boy's got some bottle.
8.
He just keeps doing it.
Nine.
Well, we've got a new favourite for this frame. The way the balls are set. Not many with the ball colours on this spot, none of them as a matter of fact. But they're all in the open. He's just checking now the scores. He starts counting them up now as he goes along. He points to one ball, then another. He's just having a look. What's going to be in front of him? He just senses he's going to make these.
Nice
16.
angle on the black to just stun down past the yellow. As long as he doesn't leave himself dead straight. You see where he's got the tip of the cue, or there's lots of places he can finish there that he can pop the yellow and get over towards the green. Anything but straight on the yellow is good here. Yeah, nicely played. 20 points behind. He needs all the colours. Needs to pull up a little bit. Now he's going to need the extended rest, the extension on his cue.
Long enough? Yeah.
If he can screw the green in and get anywhere near the circle, he'd be perfect on the brown. To get on the blue then, he's just making sure that he's got enough of the extension out. Doesn't have to get in the circle, but somewhere near there would be ideal. Amazing. Now that is a huge turning point. I'm wondering, you know, looking at where the whites finished, if he got a heavy contact there. Let's have a look.
Anthony McGill, 25.
Hard to detect from that shot, but I'm just thinking where the whites finished, whether he got a heavy contact, Terry.
Yes, I understand it is. Sean still needs green and brown. Oh, we got the check on, but is it going to slow up? He's not on it, you know. Amazing. Anywhere from the blue spot area there, he's on the brown, giving the chance of potting it and probably going on to win the frame. There's pressure out there, of course.
And this is such a huge frame in the context of this match. He had a chance to close to one frame there. Lots of noise from next door. They're in between frames. Maybe come to the end of a session. Can't just play a roll up. Can't get in behind the blue.
Sean Murphy, 3.
That was about the best he could do. And Anthony's got to be careful. He can only see the left side of the brown as he looks at it. And he'll have to rely on possibly pink or black coming to the rescue here. Be very difficult to get that brown on the side cushion. Sometimes the player would play to double the brown onto the right side cushion, but I don't know if he can see enough of it to do that. No, he may have. Oh, it's okay. Just about. He did well there because he couldn't see much of that brown. Now Sean's got to be careful if he sends this around the angles, he doesn't hit the blue. He's played it well.
This has turned into a very important frame now. What's gone on so far in this frame? It's a long frame, 37 minutes. So both players have put a lot into it. Sean Murphy looked a certainty at one time when he was 50 points in front. Anthony McGill, of course, missed the green on a clearance. So a lot of things happening out there. Another good quality safety there from Anthony McGill.
No, he's played that well. And Anthony acknowledging that by tapping the cue on the table. Couldn't have judged that any better.
You normally play this dead weight if you can't see it off the cushion, but of course he's 21 points behind, so you've got to guarantee he hits the brown. If you had a few points of spare, he's played very slowly. Not to bring it into play. No, he still played it. How has he judged it? He's got it wrong. I'm afraid he's got it wrong, and he's now going to lose the frame.
Quick glance at the scoreboard. He already needs a snooker. He misjudged the escape, trying to just nestle onto that brown. So with that green, with the extension, that's cost Anthony this frame, a frame that he looked like he was going to pinch. But Sean Murphy will be feeling much better now. Anthony's reckoning the score up. He's coming back to the table, but barring snookers, it's going to be 11-8. He'll be feeling a lot better now, will the former world champion Sean Murphy. 10 years ago he lifted this title. Well, that's a poor miss, but he won't be too concerned, but well, it's just lapse in concentration there. Needs 3 snookers at the moment. And that's the old in or over, they call it. If you don't pot it, leave it over the pocket. Needs 2 frames to get into the semi-final. Where's the cue ball? Where's the cue ball going?
5. Frame conceded.
And he does concede the frame. He had his chance, Anthony, there, but it was that miss on the green that cost him. Sean Murphy, he'll be so pleased with that, and he now extends his lead to 11 frames to 8.
Thank you. Frame 20. Anthony McGill to break.
So Anthony McGill gets this frame off. His break-off's normally pretty good. Last one before the interval this, and he's got a bit to think about after the previous frame. And a few chances, and hopefully he clear his mind of the green he missed and the brown on that snooker.
Well, he's still smiling anyway. That's nice to see. That break-off just tied the black up at the moment, but Sean Murphy, let's see, winning that last frame as it boosted his confidence. Yep. Played it beautifully, because look where the cue ball is. He made sure he didn't go past the balk line. Now, if that red next to the black was available, it would be pretty good, but it looks tight. The other two may be a plant. Bit closer to the cushion than he intended, but those two could be a possible plant.
5.
No, the red. Well, it is a plant, but he can get on that other red as well. So we know that that
6.
plant's available. Yeah, that green I mentioned. It looked like he was going to get
30.
back to just one frame behind, but that cost him.
Certainly strikes the ball with some authority. Very positive with his delivery of the cue. He's got quite a long backswing. Remember when he won the World Championships in 2005? He had Steve Prest as his coach from Leeds. He's passed away now. He's an excellent coach. And he stopped him pulling the cue back so far. And Sean Murphy said that was what helped him to win the championships, you know. But he's gone back to his old way now. You see his backswing's quite long on all the shots. It works, so why not? Even that shot there, you see with the black, he's like pull the cue back, what, 5 inches for just to drop it in. He gets so much power out of it. Look at the backswing there now, all the way back to his thumb, more or less.
He won't screw into this pack. He'll stun into it, will Sean. You can see where he's hitting the cue ball. But he has finished on absolutely nothing here.
35.
Maybe could have done with just hitting it a little bit harder. I think this one will cut back.
Good
pot, but it wasn't easy to control the cue ball. Now, if you're playing an exhibition, knock the green in the middle pocket, screw off the baulk cushion, try and get back up the table. This is not an exhibition. Well, he tried that, and I didn't think he would do.
Sean Murphy, 36.
Maybe the fact that he's got a 3-frame advantage, he thought, I will take that shot on. Anthony, you didn't need to hit them that hard. Look what he's done with the reds. Well, nearly screwed into the middle pocket there, but maybe missing that green in the previous frame has just stopped him in his tracks a little bit.
Well, he's just got away with one. I thought, poor choice of shot. He's taken another one on here for the black. Well, you can see he tried to get past those 2 reds. He's guaranteed to be on the black, and he wouldn't have been leaving an easy red on. Still had to make it.
And he kept so still on the shot there. I mean, that was a cracking pot. That's a beauty. Mid-session interval coming up. And every chance now that Sean Murphy
8.
will only need one more frame to get through to the semi-final.
9.
Still a bit to do. 45 points in front, of course. And looking in control. May play a cannon here. And good to hold for that red.
$16. 17.
It's amazing Sean hasn't been to the one-table situation since 2009. He's lost in 3 quarter-final matches. Lost last year in the quarters to Ronnie, 13-3. Year before to Judd Trump. Magnificent match.
24.
Judd winning at 13-12.
25.
But Sean this season is probably back playing as well as he has done since lifting the title 10 years ago. Great to watch, such a fluent player. They say he's already had 3 centuries in this
32.
match.
33.
And the frame well and truly over now. Well, Anthony now knows that he's got it all to do after the mid-session interval.
40.
He's going to have to win the 5 remaining frames.
$41. $48.
Quite relaxed now, of course, in a
49.
strong position here. 85 point in front with just 2 reds left. Well, he's missed the black, but he wouldn't be too worried about that. He's done what he wanted to do, what he planned to do. He's won this session 3-1, and he now leads Anthony McGill by 12 frames to 8.
Well, who knows, Hazel?
Thank you. It's
Your
frame
fellow
21.
countryman
Sean Murphy to break. Thank you.
might have something to say about it yet. Sean breaks off, needing just that one more frame for a place in the semi-final. And Anthony McGill, well, has a mini mountain to climb. He'd have to win 5 frames in a row. But he's got the ability to do that, but you just do it frame at a time. Played superbly well throughout this year's Betfred World Championship, it has to be said. He's knocked some unbelievable pots in. He's made 3 centuries in this match. He's made 6 centuries. And he's knocked an awful lot of pots like that in. No position this time. Just catching that red there sent the cue ball into a very awkward spot.
Sean Murphy.
He's had quite a nice selection of suits this year. He's had a black one, grey one, and the famous red one that everybody was talking about. But he's always very smart, is Sean, on and off the table. Finished canning into the brown, has left a possible pop, but the black's gone on the side cushion now. Pink's available into the right corner, left middle. You see another Sean Murphy special here. Oh, that was a wide. Now a chance for Anthony McGill. He didn't get near that. Even the man with the Rolls Royce Q action can miss them.
You may have been thinking, well, if I get this in and get on a colour, there's a chance to go on and win the match. You know, you can't think that even early on, because he's so good on the break building side. But not easier for Anthony, the way the balls are set.
One.
You feel he's got to score to get back into this match. He needs to win all 5 frames. Which is a big ask for anybody, but somebody in his first visit to the World Championship of the Crucible, he did play her in the Junior Pot Black against Stuart Carrington, who was also here this year playing.
Yeah, that wasn't the best positional shot he played there. He could have got to this red a lot easier off the green. Good
6.
recovery though. That wasn't easy. He was quite close to that red and right in the center of the pocket again. Now he's done that 4 or 5 times. When he's hitting the ball that hard, he tends to miss the pot. when you hit them at that pace, you've got to be right smack in the middle of the pocket. And as you can see, hit the right jaw. And a chance for Sean. Reds are nicely open, but black tied up. Pink's a little bit awkward.
Six.
Yeah, might be able to get on the pink here. Nice little cannon.
7.
Took his eye off the pot a little bit there. As you can see, it didn't go right in the center of the pocket that time. He was concentrating on getting the cannon. Now, is the pink spot occupied? If it is, it'll have to go on the black spot. That's very tight. So it does go on the black spot, and the pink's available, I think, into the left corner.
13.
So all of a sudden, it's not a bad chance for Sean Murphy. And this next shot will knock the red away from the right of the pink and open the pink up for both corner pockets. Chances there now, so that Miss Brown could be costly.
20.
In fact, it was the green that
21.
Anthony missed.
The other problem, of course, on missing that green is he split the reds as well for Sean Murphy, so double-edged sword there. Not quite far enough with the cue ball. He's having a run through the red, you see there. Played it quite well.
28.
We'd like to be on the other side of the blue. There's so much cue power though. You can get in and out of the bark, I'm sure.
Decided to leave a medium length pot because the green was awkward to run around the angles there. Well, I'm just wondering if that missed green might be Anthony McGill's last shot in this year's World Championship. Because he's looking good here, is Sean. This was the green. He took his eye off it a little bit, concentrating on scattering the reds there. But there's every chance it might be his last shot. But what a revelation. There's a little smile. Look at that, he can still smile. He's been a delight to watch in this year's World Championship. He has. And to knock out the defending champion and world #1 Mark Selby was very, very special. And to beat his fellow Scot, Stephen Maguire, was equally as good. Meanwhile,
48.
Sean has played a careless positional shot. And what is he, 43 in front? So he needs the pink. He needs one more red and a colour. He's made it difficult for himself here. Yeah, but he cues those so well when you're tucked up in the cushion.
54.
They're not easy, but look how still he stayed on the shot. So red and pink would be enough.
55.
That's the ball that will get Sean into the semi-final. First time in 6 years. And Anthony McGill, well, you've had a great World Championship. You've won a lot of fans, Anthony, all over the world.
62.
And we'll be seeing a lot more. And he's still smiling. Unbelievable. And so he should smile. He's performed so well throughout this championship, but he just was up against a man in form. Sean Murphy's had 6 centuries in this year's World Championship, 3 in this match. And I'm sure Anthony will come forward with a big smile to shake Sean's hand. Well played to both players. Very well played, Anthony McGill. We'll be seeing a lot more of you, but Sean Murphy, as the people get up to give both players a standing ovation. Sean Murphy was just too good in the end. He throws his chalk into the crowd and he goes through to the semi-final quite comfortably in the end, 13 frames to 8.